of the Clicks crew. Alright guys, today we're going to talk about Stonks, or at least the Heroclix version of Stonks. I'm sure you guys know about what goes on with Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, what's the other one? Flesh and Blood. I heard some talk about Weiss Schwartz is going to be a big one. And a lot of people post all over the place, what about Heroclix? Is Heroclix ever going to be worth anything? Are these old Heroclix going to be worth anything? What are we doing in the future? Like these, it seems to always lose its value. There's a handful of figures that don't. What do we got to do to get to a Pokemon type level of secondary market and longevity and stuff like that, where the old stuff's still worth things? So we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about that today. I always think that's an interesting conversation. Before we get into that, though, now's a good time to let you know that Mr. Clicksflix is sponsored by Lucky Dice Cafe out of Huntsville, Alabama, home of the ROC. No matter if in the United States or around the world, Lucky Dice Cafe has the winning role for our game needs. You can visit them at luckydicecafe.com or on their Facebook page using the link found in the description of this video. Mr. Clicksflix is also sponsored by trollandtoad.com, one of the largest online gaming retailers. Visit trollandtoad.com and use the promo code Mr. Clicksflix for 5% off your Heroclix order today. And also, just to let you know, this is not financial advice or anything like that. We're just having a conversation, just kind of thinking about it a little. I'm just a guy talking about plastic miniatures in his basement for pure entertainment value. This is not anything to go and make some major monetary moves with. Go talk to actual professionals about that. So for a long time in Heroclix, we've talked about... or I've seen, like I said at the beginning of the video, why aren't the old Heroclix worth anything and stuff like that. So I think that's the first thing we need to do to think about in order to get to how to get to the other place, kind of deconstruct it, see why we aren't there. So the first big problem that I think we have is we just don't have a very big player base. I do see that we're, I don't know. I think Heroclix is supposed to be the number one largest miniatures game or something like that. It's got to be Warhammer, though, I'd imagine. But it is a fairly large miniatures game with really good properties. Marvel, DC, these are not unknown entities. So, why we don't have a larger player base, probably another video in and of itself. It does seem like WizKids is trying a lot harder, especially the last probably month and a half, 2 months. I've really noticed they're trying hard. Still kind of trying to find their legs a little bit, if I'm being honest, but it seems like they've identified a weakness, which is lack of people just flat out knowing about the game. I can't tell you how many times I've tried to, get, told people about the game, and they're like, I never heard of it. People should have at least heard of it. People know about Warhammer. Why can't they know about Heroclix? But again, video, another topic for another video. So our player base is really small. Another problem that we have is a lack of nostalgia. Very few people started playing this game when they were 8, 9, 10, 11 years old. Nobody did that. Nobody did that. Got rid of their collection and is trying to buy back in later for nostalgia purposes or anything like that. That's, in my opinion, that's been a big driver behind what goes on, at least with Magic the Gathering and Pokemon. The other stuff, some of the other games are print run and speculative markets. But we don't have a large player base. We lack a nostalgia thing. So those are big reasons by themselves. Another reason that really holds us back is we currently, now we're going to kind of get off into the weeds a little bit about this. And again, this will probably be a different video, and I'm probably going to reiterate and redo this video with somebody else to come on and have a different perspective also. But, is we, for Heroclix, don't have an organized, supported format other than 300-point Modern Age. There's some people that have tried to get some things off the ground, and they're doing a good job of it. But from WizKids right now, we only have one supported format. 300 points Modern Age. Basically anything made in the last 2 years, 2.5 years. That's all you can use. Anything after that or before that, not you can't use it in official gameplay. Now that doesn't stop you from your your tournaments for your local venue and stuff like that. But most prices and most things like that for major things either goes off rarity, which we're going to talk about in a minute, or playability. And if something's not playable, which if it's not legal to use, it's not playable, it really hurts the game. And the other thing is that we just don't. Heroclix has a problem. Well, anyway, to talk about the format thing, they do seem to be trying to address that. We just had an announcement with the Silver Age thing, which seems very promising. I'd like to see them follow that up with maybe one or two other ages. I see no reason why we couldn't go all the way back to every. There's no reason we can't do all the sets. And I understand you don't want certain things playing together. They did a good job having a flat-out ban list and a watch list for this Silver Age thing, but I think they need to go all the way back to the beginning, make cards for those figures that didn't have cards and stuff like that, remake the older cards that didn't have the dial on them, and just do that. Well, again, that's probably going to be an entirely different video, and I know I keep saying that a lot, is that this is going to be another video, but I do have a lot of things to talk about, because there are some exciting things. So the fact that we only have the one format is holding us back. So if we got multiple formats where we could use basically all of our Heroclix, that would make it so that our pool of playable figures is a lot bigger. Right now, we only have, like I said, the Modern Age figures. And as far as rarity goes, we only have really a handful of figures that held their value after they retired. So 2 or 3 of the original LEs, like you got your Victor Creeds, stuff like that are really expensive. You've got the Supernova zombie chases, the Deadpool on his unicorn. Handful of figures. You can probably name them off the top of your head, the ones that are really worth money. So that, if the player base grows, more figures will become more rare, because they're not doing any more print runs on the sets anymore. And if something's cool just for cool sake, you get a bunch of Deadpool collectors, you get a bunch of Zatanna collectors, something like that. Those figures will start getting bought up, and it'll spike the market, because you'll have a rarity issue and a playability issue, which is going to spike the price because of supply and demand. So those really are the two big issues to me, is that our player base isn't very big, and I guess 3 issues. Our player base isn't big, we have bordering on no nostalgia, and we only have one supported format that only supports new product. So how do we fix that in the future? Those are our problems. How do we fix them in the future? Well, we've been kind of talking about that all video. So in order to fix the playability issue, the only having one supported format issue, seems like they're already trying to address that with the Silver Age. Again, with the Silver Age and the legacy cards and stuff like that, super good idea. Give me more of that. You give me more of that. You have some major prizing, major tournaments. I understand for the due to time constraints at the major conventions and stuff like that, not always feasible to have that many. Let's say you have 5 different formats. They don't think that they're going to have enough room or time to run, let's say, 5 national championships for different formats. They definitely don't have enough time to run them one after the other. They probably still don't even have enough time, or if they have the time, they don't have the room in anywhere I've seen. Although they might, but I don't think they do have the time to run them simultaneously, just to get them all out of the way. I think that that's going to be an issue. So how to solve that? They kind of did it with Worlds. Just have your own gig, man. Have your own thing. Have it over a week, a weekend, whatever it is you decide, and then it's these 2 days are these two formats. These 2 days are these two formats. These 2 days are these two formats, or one format, and then the entire time that you're doing that, you're also doing your battle royales and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? You do that in every country. You do that for national champions. You do that for worlds. There you go. Could it be kind of like the Grand Prix programs for Magic? We'd have to really expand our player base, which is one of the other problems. If we got to that level, heck yeah, I think we could get rolling. Now, as far as the expanding the player base problem, well, you have to. They do no advertising. I advertise for them. They have started advertising for themselves, not in a way. I haven't seen Facebook ads. Let me know in the comments though if you've seen a Facebook ad for Heroclix. Put it in the comments because I want to know. But I know I haven't seen them, and just because you haven't seen them because of algorithms and stuff like that, it doesn't mean they don't exist. It just means for whatever reason the algorithm thinks you're not interested. I don't know why it would think I wasn't interested, but maybe. Facebook ads, Twitter ads, Google ads, YouTube ads. Film 3 seconds of just showing Heroclix. Like I don't know. Like because for the longest time ever they did magazine spreads. They have a couple websites that they use, but I don't know. I don't think those are the best advertisers. Now, and then they have people like me who are trying to do a YouTube channel, doing a pro bono. Some of us get stuff shipped to us. I got it a couple times, and then got the old heave ho because they got a new marketing person. Hopefully at some point, maybe I'll get my foot back in the door. But they do give it to some people. I think Clickstuff still gets some. I saw Tabletop Teacher got some, but that's literally the only video he does for Heroclix. So, and while his videos get a lot of views, because he doesn't have a lot of uploads, his view counts have started to go down on those. So eventually I think they're going to quit giving them to him too. And then you get your Scott Porter videos, which are WizKids sponsored. That's good too. But what they need to do is find somebody. I don't know who. Don't get mad when I say it, but like a Logan Paul. Ship Logan Paul a case, okay? And just be like, hey, can you unbox this? I mean, the dude opened up, or Jake Paul, I don't know, one of them. Okay, I'm showing my age here. I don't actually watch these people, but, they opened all the Pokemon stuff, and that really started the Pokemon trend. Open it up, show it off. Be like, hey, you like Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, all this stuff from the MCU? Hey, look, we got a tabletop game here you can play. You like Batman, you enjoyed the Snyder Cut? Hey, check this out. We got DC. That not your thing? Check it out. We got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You need big names to open them up. I saw that they were doing some stuff with some people associated with the different properties, sending them things to open. I think Twitter's the only place I saw that stuff, but more of that. Do more of that. Find those people, and they will do a way better job. So send Heroclix to people that are actually going to get seen, and get them on board. Scott's videos are probably the smallest videos they should be sending stuff to, and I know that that's really shooting myself in the foot, but it's just, it is what it is. If we want the game to grow, we want the game to be healthy, we want to keep playing, that's what they need to do. And then they need to start buying ads. Quit giving your stuff to websites. Nobody hardly goes to a website unless you're talking about they're going to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I don't know, like the social media stuff. Advertising at a website, it doesn't really do you any good, other than the social media ones. You're not going to get enough traction. You're not getting enough views. Now, if you do a really good job of targeting with that, maybe, but still, it'd be much better to just have a Facebook ad seen by a lot of people, and do it that way. So I think that's going to be a big thing. Yeah, so that's that's basically. So we talked about the three big things was, oh, and nostalgia. Nostalgia is the last thing, and I kind of just addressed it a moment ago. Is you have good properties, you have things people care about. You got the Turtles, you got DC, you got Marvel, you Pacific Rim's awesome, even though you haven't done anything. You had Lord of the Rings, um, you had Street Fighter. These, while people don't care about HeroClix necessarily in the same way that they care about Pokemon, they don't have that feeling of, hey, like me personally, I remember buying Pokemon cards in like 98 whenever they first came out. I was one of those kids that went into the card store, got my parents to take me to the card store to look up where I could go to get them, called everywhere in the area, and went in to play Pokemon. Got that first booster base set, bam, opened it up, played, kind of read, played it as best I could for my age without somebody explaining it to me, and that was it. And then, because you get older, you get other interests, you get rid of your cards, like I did. Such an idiot move. Now in 2021, is like I see stuff that's advertised, and even in the played condition that mine stuff was, like, you get sick. You're like, oh my god, I sold a $20,000 card is a lot to a shop for $200 because it was 2001 and nobody cared about Pokemon, or 2002. But as far as a card game, there was a time there when it looked like it was going to be dead. And then you're like, you're later, you're 30, you're 40, you're like, I really like that. I remember XY, whatever it was, where the evolutions, where they had like the kind of like the base set Pokemon in there. I bought a couple packs. I was like, oh, look at this. This looks familiar. Got into it, kind of got a little bit back into it. My son's 7. He's right in that demographic where, he's really into Pokemon, at least looking at them. So there's a big nostalgia factor for buying back in for people 30, 40, right around my age, where, all of a sudden they've got major cash to drop on, a Blastoise from base set or something like that. We don't have that, so we gotta hope on the properties bringing people in. But again, if they don't know the game exists via the advertising, so I'd say the nostalgia thing is probably the smallest factor, and we can get over that with the other two. Things. So you guys let me know in the comments below what you think about this. I think as far as like expected value of sealed product and when you open it for breaks and stuff like that, I think we're pretty good on that stuff. If you look at it as a case, it gets a lot more sketchy if we're looking at it by brick or definitely by booster. But if you get a whole case, generally speaking, at release and a little bit after, you're getting your wholesale value for it. But that, again, if we can solve those other issues, that stuff's going to start going way up also because of supply and demand. So you guys let me know in the comments below what you think of this subject, how you feel about what I said. I think this is just kind of an interesting thing that you see pop up every once in a while. I enjoy talking about it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, give it a share. It really helps keep me motivated to make these videos. And it also lets YouTube know, hey, I like this video. Maybe other people would like it too, so YouTube will share it out more. Plus, people on your friends list might see it. And, if we can get one extra person playing Heroclix that didn't play before, we'll be on that step to, on that path to furthering the game. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. As always, please remember that it's own critical miss if you don't have probability control.